So this is as real gets. So I'm catless on this guy, and you know when you're trying to go for emissions, let's just say catless downpipes are not very much the friendliest things to emissions. I think emissions are literally the dumbest things to ever exist. But right now I had spacers, and I'll show you guys the spacers in just a second. But I'm jacking up the car now so that way I can get this other block out. Oh. I'm thinking I'm gonna start buying cheap BMWs. Oh, this is not good. I was gonna run into the script. I'm gonna buy cheaper BMWs, fix them up, and resell them. I think it's a kind of a way for me to definitely make some money while I am in school. So, now I got that out. Now the car's gonna be definitely going lower. I'm trying not to get cut on the side skirt either. I can't wait for the day I have to lift. Genuinely, it is, let's just say in the car world, the more expensive it is, more than likely the better, just because I'm not even kidding. It saves so much time, so much effort. So like basically a lift, right? It's a lot more money, but the amount of money I put into like jacks and like, you know, these things, God forbid, like thankfully, not God forbid, thankfully they haven't been super expensive, but so much easier than doing what I have to do. So, yeah, let me show you this. So for emissions, most of the time this works, but for me it didn't because BMWs are really selfish and they like to be super picky about everything. So this is from Euro Tuning. I mean, shout out to them because I love them. But this is an O2 sensor spacer. So essentially, as you can see where the black part is, that's where the carbon is being released, and the sensor is basically stuck in here. But it made the car run a little funny, so I had to take both of them out. Had this one running for like, I don't know, 2 or 3 weeks. Actually, probably longer than that. So now, there's no sensor, not no sensors, there are no spacers whatsoever. I am having trouble though, getting basically this N55 to re-register the monitors, which is basically the big reason why I can't get the emissions controlled, because there's this, and BMWs, and depending on which state you're in, that's why I like red states better than blue states, but you know, whichever. In a blue state, more than likely you're going to have emissions. So they're going to test you for 4 different things. There's called an evap system, which means that it's kind of like from the fuel. Then there is the EGR system, which is basically like tied to the evap thing, I think. And then the other 2 are the O2 catalytic converter sensors, which are the O2 sensors. So you have an upstream by the turbo and a downstream past the catalytic converter, which obviously I don't have anymore, but it is up here. I'm not putting that shit again. I put that thing in probably the last 3 or 4 times. So now, basically what I'm doing is, I'm gonna try and show this. I know this is low light, but essentially for a BMW, you know, obviously something that sensitive of a sensor, you want to take off the terminal side of the battery. So that's what I've done. And I'm hoping that I'm just gonna leave this for like a couple hours. It's gonna do like maybe a hard reset. Normal hard resets for BMWs are about 72 hours, but like I'm honestly impatient. So yeah, I'm gonna try and hope to God that is gonna fix it. I think I gotta fix this dead too, because this is just held on by 3M and it's a little wobbly. Not the end of the world, but it doesn't seem like it's gonna come off. But if you definitely pry at it, it will. So maybe I'll just fix it later on. Not 100% sure. But anyways, this BMW is not liking the past emissions, which is really terrible. But this car runs beautifully. It sounds great. Matter of fact, I actually listed it because I saw it, a 340, and a 340 has a B58 engine in it, and it's really nice. But as my dad was putting it, he's like, listen, dude, you have a really nice car. It sounds great. It looks great. Everyone loves it. I agree. So there's a whole different story on like the difference between me getting a newer car and this one. There's really, it's just, you know, It's just a different engine, different transmission. I'm gonna do a big turbo on this thing, I think, for sure. Instead of spinning it on a 340, I think it's just a dumb idea. Plus, mine are factory blue calipers, which I absolutely love blue. So, I mean, I think it's a win-win-win. Versus the other one was white with silver. I'm not like, that's a little basic. So, anyways, this is what today's plan is. It's just kind of like making sure that this thing can hopefully get readied and the monitors can get readied. And after that, we'll see. But thank you for watching. If you're new to this channel, subscribe, and I'll see you soon.